Hello, so it has been about a month since my last video, and yeah, I was busy, but I finally have a small opportunity to just record something, and I've been kind of itching to get back into just doing more Minecraft builds. And yeah, so my original goal was to try and build a map or whatever. But after seeing just some amazing builds by other YouTubers and all that, I have realized that building a huge map is hard. Obviously, but yeah. So what I'm going to try and be doing is just create like a small region. Maybe I'll actually even, I think I'll expand this little pre-generated tile and just kind of build whatever. I might go for something natural to start off with. I quite like the idea of a mushroom and like just some plants, like a nice little house. But I know I might do multiple things this time around. I might just do the one. But yeah, I'll just count out some blocks, just a nice little grid, and yeah, just kind of fill it in. And after an overly long few minutes of just making this a 32 by 32 radius, so it's 33, no wait, it's 65 by 65. Just, yeah, it's the same thing. I've basically just gone and made the same thing, just added corners to it and centered it with 0, 0. That's pretty much all I've done. But I suppose now's the time as any to start building this. So yeah, I suppose I'll just start a time lapse and see where this goes. Yeah, I don't really have too much in mind except maybe nice elegant mushrooms or just funny mushrooms, I know. Right, I think this is actually slowly coming together. Now, it is looking very much skeletal, but that's all part of the process. What I'm thinking on doing now is just expanding this. That might be bad. I don't know. I set the tick speed up really high. And new is if I plant up some more of this, I could try and use it to create a blend with some replacing. I can try and do is kind of guide this along using some, yeah, just here and there. And stop. I think I'll require some manual painting in, but using this, and I think there's a puzzle. Yeah, puzzle. I think I can actually, it's entirely on accident, but I think I can blend these well together to kind of give the appearance of like a forest floor look. Yeah. I'll probably expand on this manually since a random tick speed is random. I can't be bothered actually using that any more than I have. I'll probably create a brush to just kind of paint things over. But yeah, that's not really It's giving me good ideas actually for how to kind of build to build around this. What I am thinking. What I'm thinking is that I could create some like little boulders around here, like gravel maybe. Yeah, I was thinking like little stones. This could be like a reduced scale build. Actually, this okay. The suspicious gravel. Oh yeah, it does look different. Maybe able to mix those two in. But I'm thinking that, yeah, instead of this being like some giant mushroom build, what I can try and do is turn this into a bit of, well, it's still going to be giant, of course, but instead of making it like a giant megaphone, instead it's just like a scaled up version of some little plots from a forest. Now, you'll have to excuse my rock building skills since that's once again the first time I'm doing something like this, and yeah, it's not gonna be too good at the start, but that is like it not being the best aside, I think that this has actual potential to look decent. Scatter around here. You take a... Yeah, I think I can actually see this coming along. I'm thinking 1 and 2, so 2 more little gravel patches. And then I want the kind of... Now, here's a question. How much do I want to think of this as a segment? So I'm thinking if I really play into all of this as being like a segment of an actual world, what I can do is have like the edge, yeah, part of this edge, I can just take some wood and just really have it just kind of growing out from here, but it's just cut off. Just a nice sharp corner. I think that's what I'm going to do. So it'll just really look like it's cut off from the edge. So that way I can have my 2 more of my little gravel patches just kind of sunken into here. I will have some tiny little grasses going. Probably have to place these in later, but I think the idea is fine. Okay, and you can place it. Okay, this is good. So, the mushroom will be the core build of this little section, but it will, on its own, it's just a little bit taken from this world. So you're going to have a nice little tree popping up from, maybe not from here, but from just an edge. You'll see maybe some leaves coming in. And yeah, it's all going to be kind of focused on the mushroom, but I'm going to try and make it look like the mushroom's just kind of it's just sitting there. It's obviously the centerpiece, but then again, if you just expanded how far you could see, it would just look like just some random bits of a bigger picture. Okay, this has actually got me excited. I've been rambling on for a good few minutes now, but I think this is actual potential. So what I will do is try and kind of develop this more. This mushroom is not going to look good for a while, but practice makes perfect. Right, so I will get onto that and I suppose resume the time lapse and just see where this goes. Right, just a quick little check-in, sorry. And yeah, it's actually starting to kind of come together. It's still very much bare, but after like setting up the mushroom like this, you see one thing that I've been doing is just if you turn off all your shaders and all of that, and it still looks decent, then you know it looks okay, because I find shaders, you know, makes everything look a bit nicer. But I think this is actually the first time I've shown shader is turned off here. But yeah, you gotta turn off shaders every once in a while, because they tend to mask over everything, and it just doesn't. You don't want to be caught in a situation where the moment you turn off your shaders, it just looks garbage, like trash. Yeah, no, but what I'm really I'm really finding the idea of making this like a segment, like a little chunk of just a random world, and just. It seems like a kind of novel, a little idea. So I'm really, yeah. No, I'm just a little, it's getting a little distracted here, but yeah, I'll continue on and check back when I've made some more progress. Okay, it has been a bit, and I think this is actually turning out quite nicely. I'm still following the kind of chunk approach. You can see it's kind of just cut off. And yeah, I think it's actually looking nice, like especially, oh yeah, this angle, this is a good angle. Turn on the shaders. Oh yeah. Now I'm quite proud of how this is turning out. I think this is actually at a point where I can just decorate it, throw in some buttons, try and vary this, because this area is still a bit flat. But it's really starting to kind of come together. And if I do have to say, Anton, it would have to be that the last few builds I made, at least the last two, they were okay. I was decently proud of how I made that. What did I call it? It was like the Crystalline Isles or whatever. It was a nice build, but didn't have too much substance behind it. And the Savannah Town, I'd say that's probably been the worst one I've made so far. And this is just feels fresh. And I've only spent a few hours on this so far compared to the probably a few days worth or more time that I've sunk into a few of the other ones, but it just feels nice. Look at this little guy. This was meant to be a worm when I started it. Turned into a little slug. So my idea for this is to take it at a kind of relaxed pace. I am going to finish things up here before I leave it off, but I'm just gonna... The idea for this, what I'm going to do is just whenever, probably not gonna have a set schedule, but I'm just going to load into this world every once in a while and just record it's another video, just a little series, I hope, where I'm going to each time try to just add on, expand what I've built here. It creates the image that there's something beyond, like it's unloaded chunks. And it's probably so far one of the nicest things I've ever built, even though it's so little. Just I barely used any reference points I've looked at a random picture of a river for a few seconds, and so far it's probably the best thing I've ever built. So yeah, I think I'm not going to be able to post for probably a few weeks, so say about 3 weeks again, but yeah, I'm going to start a little series around this, and probably won't be spamming much in the way of content. And yeah, I'll be every once in a while. I may throw them out a few times, just all together, and maybe months between them. But I'll just try and create a little world here. It's impossible for me to, yeah, just create an entire map like some people do, just for one or a few quick videos. But this is just something I think I'll do in my own time, and I guess we can see where it turns out. So yeah, I think I'll get back to this, and we'll see how it goes. Right, I suppose this is where I'll leave it off for now. It's all actually looking quite nice for what it is. It's... this is what I'm proud of most. Full snail looking guy. Now that I think about it, I may change out the actual eyes, but yeah, it should be fine. But yeah, I'm really happy with how this is turning out so far. And yeah, with this little chunk, there's not much left to do. I've already got everything pretty much saturated as much as I want to. Do a little flyby in a replay mod in a moment. But I think for now, unless I maybe... Wait. Yeah. Now that looks worse somehow. Yeah, it's just the little stuff, but... Yeah, that looks better. Yeah, I'm just going to do a little replay mod flyby, but I think I'm going to leave things off here. And I suppose next time I will just expand. I mean, have this whole void world and build what I want, and yeah. And we'll see how this turns out, I suppose, and how long I can keep it up. Because as night turns here, thank you for watching, and goodbye.